Now, Gary, as we talk about the adopt a tree, what I'm also seeing is basically we are asking people to invest in people,
Correct. Yes.
invest in people. You're not just taking labor, you're not just taking
Exactly.
labor. You are building a sustainable thing around the people who contribute to the maintenance and the productivity of the estate. It's not like just slave labor, where you pay people.
Yeah, and that's what they experienced in Africa.
Right. Right. And we're not about that. So
And we're not about that.
any contribution to maintaining a tree is about the people. It's about
Right.
that, and that's important.
Right. Right.
That's
So basically, how that can work, each of your team member, when we use the term team member, is that it's not a term that we use it to make it look good. You're a team member because you're part of the organization. So each person has his own area and he maintains that. That is his
yes.
contractual arrangement. He maintains that. He can then become a family unit. Okay, let's say he got his sons that he will want to be part of this later down in life, whatever the case is. They become a family unit on that 1 acre block or whatever the case is. His sons reached of age now, they can take over from him while they're doing, we will then be able to even expand in the sense that where we pay for their education, for further education.
Right.
Because remember, you're creating a land bank also because you want to buy up as much abandoned estates as you can within the area that doesn't have access to it.
Right.
We are the same way putting roads and everything into that estate of that on that block alone, you may have maybe about, let's say about 900 acres on that block alone.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge.
It is.
That's a whole village with voting and everything. We'll have a prime minister there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
that effect. So when you start this model, it can be telegraphed worldwide of how we do things, how these things work. It didn't take much out of us to create this, to give somebody a resemblance of living a normal life, you know, um, that which is sustainable. You can feed your family. You can actually, you know, bring them up, give them that opportunity for proper education, everything else like that. We also can develop our own water systems, everything like that, because we know we have aquifers that we can tap into. People who are not fortunate enough for haven't been able to pay for their own power and stuff like that. We have also started looking off the grid. We have been speaking to a guy out of China who's based in Florida, of us being able to build our own solar panels locally in Trinidad. They're giving us
Okay.
this system. So it was not just basically agriculture also, because you remember not everybody got a green thumb.
Yeah.
Not everybody's cut out for that. So we had different parts of the farm that you go on. We have
Where
technology.
many people could fit into,
Right.
regardless if they're able to do the intensive labor of the fields itself, the estate
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, exactly. And what happened, what we would then be able to do is that we want to absorb as much people from the village to be able to do that.
Right.
The older heads may not be able to fall into that part, but the younger ones who can pick up a cell phone at the age of 2 and show you how to turn it on and what to do,
Yeah.
because they're gifted like that. So we then tap into that, and then they take over from us.
Right.
And that is what the whole idea of it was supposed to be, is a company and a corporation was
Right.
to be able to do that. Now, it, people look at you and say, yes, that's wishful thinking. The culture of the people is not so and so. So it's not a matter of culture of the people. The people develop their own culture because the opportunities are not there for them to be able to explore and to get to where they need to be.
Yeah, they don't know their options.
Because we make everything difficult. If you don't have 4 CXC passes, you're not going to get there, so and so, so the case.
Right.
I will share something with you. I don't have a CXC pass. I don't have a GCO level pass. When I got at Lincoln University, I was actually started working at the physical plant.
Mm.
And I was tested by a professor there that he took a likeness because I used to repair his car for him, do a lot of stuff for them. And he said, he asked me if I can run a test on you. And I was like, test of what? Test who? Me? For what? For what? That's how, I mean, I was very arrogant and, headstrong back then. He
Mm.
said, Gary, give me a chance. I want to test something with you. Lo and behold, dyslexic.
Okay.
Then he started going through with me of how to overcome certain hurdles, how to, to retain, have to absorb. After about 3 or 4 months with him, I thought I was a genius because I started
Mm.
understanding things I never understood before.
Right.
I'm willing to give somebody else that opportunity by bringing in people who can tap into other people
Right.
to get them to get their true potential. True potential. I will tell you this: I did pre-med before I did my
Okay.
engineering.
Okay.
I went behind a woman in engineering, and I took up a pre-med. You know, but that's how it is. And I'm speaking because I'm not want to impress anybody, but that's how life. That's a true life story. How life is.
Right.
And I build from that. I build from that.
Right.
And you must have a passion for life, for your mankind. When people are angry and coming at me because I put my foot down at you, whatever the case is, one thing I do is that I listen. I listen to your anger. And with them listening, because I'm not going to answer you, I'm not going to say anything to you, because I want you to bring out everything that you want to come at with me.
Right.
Because I'm looking for that. Why are you like this? Why, what? There must be something that you are trying to achieve
Mm-hmm.
in order to get me to react, to get where you want to be. And this is how we do. We start capitalizing on things like that. So instead of me trying to build a prison because for you to take you inside of there because I don't need you to come after me, I want to go after your where you want to be
Right.
and get you to develop and know that that's not the way that you really need to be. This is where you need to be. You're this way because of that.
Right.
And then get you to get hungry for that want and that desire. And you're actually giving you a chance to touch it and for you to hold it and then to either embrace it and take your life to where you need to be. And we will be the conduit to get you there. When I speak like this, a lot of people look at me and laugh, and say, yeah, like your wish. It's not that. It is basically a dream that I always had that this is where we need to be. And being able to realize that it's right there
Yeah.
because it's actually a reality check. And we have to know as human beings, we have to know our weaknesses, our strong points, and then the facts. Because a funeral parlor would always make money. The reason why? Because you're guaranteed to be dead. There's nothing you can do or get away from. You're going to die one day. But when you understand where I'm coming from with that, are you waiting for that? Or are you going to bring something that where you have done something, you left your mark? And what you need to do is to get people to leave their mark
Right.
because everybody wants to be great about something. Because we always say, I want to leave something for my mother, I want to leave something for my son, I want to leave something for my child, this person, I want to leave something for that person. How are you going to go about leaving that mark? I don't want to go to my grave not knowing I didn't do so and so and so.